and welcome back to the IEM Oakland qualifiers here for the SEA region. I am joined by my good friend, Pilly. Don't worry though, Elfish Guy will be back to bring you the final one to determine who makes it to the main stage at IEM. But now we have a wonderful game. The local boys Chiefs up against the Mongols. How do you see this playing out, Pilly?
Should be a pretty interesting match. I've been pretty unconvinced by the Mongols recently. I watched them in Zen League against, I think it was Firepower, and they didn't seem like they had very much going for them. They got kind of smashed a bit by some of their ex-teammates, but hopefully playing for a spot in an international event like Oakland, they'll try to wake up a bit and make this a bit more of a competitive match.
Yeah, absolutely. We did see that scoreline very convincing, actually, on the preferred map of MVP, 16-2. I mean, you speak about how Firepower, they definitely are the most dominant team. You know, they look the sharpest heading into Zen League, but outside of that, I mean, MVP, like we just saw them win out over Mineski. I mean, albeit a different class of team, but having said that, Mongols getting that 16-2, does that come into your kind of calculations there at all of what they might be able to do against the Chiefs?
I'm not really sure. It's always hard to say, especially with these Asian teams playing against each other. They might be, you know, practice partners, or they might have a bit more familiarity with certain teams. And this is a bit more of a true test of what each team's made of. When you get two teams who are a bit more unfamiliar with playing against each other, there's no mind games. It's just straight up who plays the best CS.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys are just keeping tabs, the schedule here, Rekka have made it through, and all the teams that have, you know, you would assume to make it through have made it very cleanly, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, all going in the way of Rekka, MVP, and Chiefs. Along with the Mongols, we have Rekka taking on MVP. That is not the game we'll be broadcasting. We'll be bringing you the Homeboys Chiefs coming up against the Mongols. I mean, at this stage, it looks like kind of the cream is sort of rose to the top, right? The teams that are expected have come through, but we have to talk about the kind of outlier that is the Chiefs heading into this sort of Asian dominant. It is the Southeast Asian qualifier. They've flown their way to Singapore. Their form isn't, you know, it's questionable right now, and they've put a lot into this. Do you think they'll deliver on this stage, or are those question marks going to be too many at the end of that sentence?
I think a lot of their form, like being a bit questionable, is sort of predicated on the fact that, you know, domestically they've been a bit lax, and they've been a bit. You've had certain teams making some roster changes, like IEM coming into Tainted Minds and stuff like that. You've definitely had a lot more strength domestically, which has tested them, and especially domestically when the teams are, you know, really gunning for Chiefs being the top dog, at least in the last little while. In the scene, they're sort of more trying to challenge them and take them on and bring them down from that top spot. So going into the internationally, you know, competitions, like going into a Southeast Asian qualifier, they wouldn't be screwing around. You know, they wouldn't be sent to Singapore if they were just looking to sort of having a lax sort of domestic performance like they have recently. And I think they definitely all switch on a little bit more for those international opportunities. So I don't think the domestic form's going to come into it as much.
Yeah, so for context, the last time we did see these two organizations line up, it was actually a very different lineup for both teams, and this is kind of when the Mongols were in like kind of their glory days, and Chiefs had a completely different lineup. This is going back to like early 2016. So the context is a little bit hard here, and especially so this is almost like a new matchup. The Orgs have faced off before, but new times, and I guess I'll just put you to the sword here. How do you see it playing out?
I'm going to back Chiefs on this one, especially going into Train being one of their most comfortable maps in the pool. They'll definitely should have a fairly easy time on this first map and keep the momentum going. They haven't looked too tested by any of the teams so far today, and hopefully we'll be seeing them up against Rekka or PK in the grand final.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you do see the bracket. It is still a best-of-3 series. The maps obviously pick, and the third is the deciding one, and decides actually going to the knife round. So that's actually adds a little bit of you know, air of mystery there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Mongols is definitely going to want to start off on that CT side on Chiefs map pick, get a bit get a bit of comfort in there rather. You never want to start off Train T side, especially if you're not feeling as organized. I'm not sure how good Mongols really is on a map like Train, but if it's not one of their, you know, sort of top 3 or 4 maps in their map pool, and they're going into the T side of Train against a team that's very comfortable, and especially a team that plays the CT side of Train like Chiefs, they get very aggressive. They'll push in on you. You know, Mongols will sort of be chilling out. They'll be trying to feel it out. They'll spread out in the default and try to see what they can get done, and they'll get caught off guard by a lot of different stuff.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we talk about how the domestic scene has kind of like predicated the fact that the Chiefs are struggling sort of to find some form. But having said that, it kind of looks like they're playing a different brand, more sort of focused on the international competition almost. Do you think that will play to the favor of them facing a team, you know, that isn't based in Australia, that doesn't have that kind of Australian play style in the Mongols, and that would really come to fruition and maybe really re-establish I mean, the last time the Chiefs kind of really established themselves was at another IEM, so maybe they want to get back there and do the same.
Yeah, they definitely really are gunning for this international opportunity, that's for sure. I would say that it's going to be interesting because, like we said, the last time that at least I watched the Mongols was in the Zen League. So, you know, the Asian region, I'm not sure you can really say that it's as much of a domestic matchup, but at least in terms of they're used to playing each other in the Asian region. So maybe especially playing like a team like Firepower, which is the last map that I watched, playing against a couple of their ex-teammates, maybe they just sort of got figured out a little bit too much. They knew exactly how they were going to play, and in that regard they sort of got blown out of the water, and maybe it was just a bad day for them and they'll be able to bring something a little bit more against Chiefs. So definitely going to be interesting. I mean, like, both teams having some mixed domestic results, and then it's always a bit of a different story, especially when you get players who are more used to that taste of international competition. You know, like, you'll sort of be gunning for that, and you'll be a little bit more lax on the domestic stuff because that's more of your everyday, but you'll switch on a little bit more for those international opportunities. And I think that'll be the case for both teams here. So going to be an interesting series for sure, but I'm really hoping that Chiefs will take advantage of Mongol's recent poor form.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's every opportunity they do it. And let's just call into the future, which is ever so foolish to do in CSGO, but if the Chiefs make it through, whichever way they do, coming up against the likes of Rekka and MVP, do you still kind of have your same sort of opinions on their chances to make it through, or is that kind of like a different kettle of fish?
That's definitely a different kettle of fish to Mongols, because MVP, with their recent roster change, looking better than ever, and they've always just been on the slow grind of improving, and it never seems like they're just like that team that's easy to just get a win over. They're always getting like double-digit rounds. They don't get blown out of the water very much. It's very sort of like grindy games, at least from the ones that I've watched. And Rekka, I mean, definitely being one of the stronger teams in the region, going to be hard to beat as well. So I'd say Mongols, out of those three, they'd be happy that they're going to have to blame Mongols for this semi-final, and they're seeding into the grand final against whoever they play. And in the other side of the bracket, two of the bigger threats in Asia will knock one of each other out.
Yeah, absolutely. So you think the Chiefs have every opportunity to kind of seed themselves in a place here at IEM Oakland?
I'm hoping so, but in the past it has sort of bit me in the butt a little bit when I've sort of gone a little bit too hard on that Australian bias. So I'm quietly hoping that we'll just have a good game of CS.
Yeah, absolutely the case. I've just been informed that the knife round is underway, the all-important knife coming on. I mean, you do favour Chiefs, but if they do happen to lose a knife and end up onto that T side, does that improve the Mongols' chances drastically, or do you think Chiefs is just kind of like an all-in-out, more solid team on that map?
I would say it evens it out, out the odds for Mongols, gives them a better chance to get more rounds on the board, get it rolling a little bit, but if they start out on the T side, it's definitely going to be way more Chiefs biased.
And just as you said, that we actually found out that the Mongols have won.
Good.
So,
good.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just here to see some good CS, so
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see how that rolls into it. So we'll be heading into that map very shortly. Pilia's called. I'm going to ask you for some specifics here, mate. What is the score going to be on this map?
With the CT side of Mongols, I'm going to go for maybe 16-10, 16-11 to Chiefs.
Yeah, that's still very convincing, really.
Yeah, it might be. I would say that they're going to get a fairly strong CT side in there. They might get 9, 10, 11 rounds, and then maybe a couple T rounds here and there. But, you know, after switching over to the T side, I think that it's going to be a little bit harder because Chiefs is extremely strong on CT side of train.
Yeah, absolutely. We have seen them perform in this. And we'll be going into the map. Chiefs falling in that knife round. Mongols opting to start on that CT side. And we'll see what they can come up with. Pili favouring Chiefs, and indeed I must agree with him. I think it might be a little bit closer because we have seen some nice one-out plays from the players on the Mongols, but we'll see if the Chiefs can kind of show the form that we all know that they are capable of.
Yeah, it looks like both teams have opted, especially Chiefs, have opted for a lot of utility. 4 smokes on the pistol round and only 1 set of armor with 6 flashes. Machine gun moving up into T connector here and getting tons of information, taking out a full set of utility on Alistair. Barbar to that Molotov. Tux throwing out a smoke towards Ivy, and Machine gun rattling off more shots. Gets 2 for himself and a 3v4 here.
Yeah, absolutely. As Pex makes his way onto the side there, but Mara taking him down straight away. So it's a 4-on-2. Malta needs to find something. He's on 7 HP. He's just kind of trying to feel out anything with that USP. He manages to pick up, but Mara takes him down. So not the most promising signs here right now, as Tux actually manages to get out. If he gets this bomb plant, this will be such a win. He fakes it out, but he's only on 10 HP. He needs to find this frag. Gets taken down. So maybe might have been better if he kind of opted to stick it, but I think NCL might have turned that corner regardless.
Yeah, and that's just some no respect play going straight into the game there from Machine Gun, walking his way into connector and completely disrupting that strat from Chiefs. They had a heavy utility set up, and it looked like they were trying to go for a wall of smoke on that outside bomb train, try to get the bomb down and put themselves in a post-plant scenario, but no respect shown by Machine Gun, and he walks in and completely disrupts the strat. And 5 Deagles coming out here from Chiefs, definitely nothing to scoff at. I've seen a few Chiefs 1Bs from many of their players, so...
Absolutely, we know how sharp these lads can be, but regardless, the superior firepower, a couple of M4s and the FAMAS over onto the Mongols, and NCL holding onto that scout. So, a map like Train, we'll see if they can open anything as Malta has actually fallen. Alistair is super low, we'll see if INS can find anything as Zilkan just peppers away with that Dem 4, and he actually does take him down to 20. So, maybe at a bit of a loss right now. They don't have much utility, need to find some kind of opening as the rotates have gone out. They look like they will be heading towards that A bomb site. The heavier stack is on that A bomb site, but the bomb looks like it will be kind of lurking towards that brown hole position. We'll see if they can do something as Machine Gun adds to his account, taking down Pex. And he's got a couple of very low players here kind of pincering towards him, but should be pretty standard stuff for him to clean up with that FAMAS. And it hasn't been the best of starts here for the Chiefs.
Definitely not. Bit early in the game to call anything just yet, but definitely not something you want to be happening when Machine Gun's in this kind of a mood, pushing all around the map, shooting everyone in the head. That's definitely one of the bigger win conditions for Mongols. So.
Yeah. So 5-1 after the second round, and definitely something convincing.
Do you ever get in that kind of a mood where you feel like blowing everyone's head off, Danny?
I'm always in that mood, mate, but I don't have that kind of aim ability of Machine Gun. You put a FAMAS in my hand, and I'm going down straight away, friend. Nonetheless, nice solid start here for the Mongols, as we don't see anything really invested. Maybe a P250 onto Malta there, but outside of that, a bomb plant here would be a dream. They do have the smoke onto Tux there, so it looks like it might be something, but this nade is going to be gross. No, not necessarily, just takes Tux down to 74, so I thought that would touch down a bit more damage there, but Zilkan is going to just open the space up here with his M4. He actually manages to miss the cross onto Tux there, so Tux is going to be coming around and maybe hopefully trying to go for a bit of a knife there. A little bit obnoxious, maybe. Doesn't even make the jump there. Makes it a very easy kill for Zilkan, so maybe he should have taken advantage of that situation as it just once again collapses. But the bomb plant does go down, so bolsters up that economy just a little bit heading into this first buy round for the Chiefs.
Yeah, very well done by Chiefs, just getting that smoke out onto lower ramp and jumping all of their players all over the place out the low ramp. And the bomb just sitting on upper ramp, waiting for all of the inner players to be focused on that low ramp area, and sneaks his way out, gets the bomb down, and that was Alistair in the upper ramp, and he has, due to that bomb plant, made himself a Fort and AWP, so that'll be very, very good for Chiefs. They have got a lot of utility, so that was a very important bomb plant for them indeed. So Ali on the AWP, and we have actually got Mara on the AWP. Haven't seen this one before. It'd be interesting to see where he's going to take it.
We will see indeed as we do go into the first buy round. Bomb gets dropped towards main as a lot of these players head up towards that brown hole position, and we just see Malta kind of posting up towards Ivy, seeing if he's going to see any aggression there. NCL just thinking of it maybe, but just decides to drop back. It's a more passive area. So Malta there is going to be a little bit on his lonesome there for a little bit. Still yet to see Frag come out to open up this first gun run. Alistair has been tagged down to 57, but here's the AWP, so not too much of a concern at this stage. They still have plenty of utilities for both sides here. The spray coming through, Pex gets taken down through the wall there, but just 4 HP on him. So looks like not too much shape given as of yet.
Chiefs spread out all across the map, just doing a pretty standard default in this first T round. Ali trying to get a pick onto the CT rotator through connector with that AWP from high ramp. Looks like Chiefs are posturing up towards this Ivy position, so this might indicate that they're going to go for a bit of an outside split through that SL area. Maybe 1 through TCON, 1 through Ivy. They're actually going to Molotov out the back of the SL area. INS makes his way in. Counter Molotov there from Machine Gun, pushes him back up the ladder. Pex walking back to get some inner control again. So looks like a bit of a fake towards the outside, and they are actually going to end up in inner, which is a really good read. Let's see if Zilkan gets caught off going for info here, or he's going to completely disrupt Chiefs' plans. Yeah,
so Zilkan, a nice little position though. The trade should come out. We've seen 2 players. They actually line up for him, and the wall bang kill coming through. Pex onto in, so that is not a good start. Eventually does get traded out, but it is a 3-on-4 situation. Alistair just waiting for someone to push through that Z connector, and look at the flank coming from Machine Gun. That's a very easy kill for him.
Beautiful flank there, and really, really nice play from the upper there from Zilkan, perfectly timed. Malta on the lurk here, not really getting anything done, unfortunately. as the rest of his teammates do get caught off guard. He's going to see if he can flush this one out, but gets caught out on the peak by Sogu. And you see the complete adjustment there from Mongols, going from complete aggression in the first 3 rounds, running at Chiefs from every angle, to complete passive play, giving them all the map control, and then just making little adjustments, little mid-round aggression that works out perfectly there for them.
Absolutely, it doesn't. As such, you see the bye coming out very healthy, just managing to keep a lot of those players alive, and Alistair has been dumbed down to that UMP, maybe hopefully able to find a couple of frags with him, bank that SMG money to make his way back up to that AWP again. But 4-0 right now, that first gun round looking very convincing for Mongols.
Absolutely, it did, and luckily Chiefs were able to get that bomb plant down on Ino, which is going to afford them this pretty healthy buy, to be honest. Ali, unfortunately, because he went on the AWP, he's going to have to grab an ump for himself, like you said, but it's not too bad. He's still got plenty of utilities, and hopefully Chiefs have a pretty good set play to go for. Looks like they might be going for a bit of an outers execute or something along that line. They haven't opted to get any inner control early here. Machine Gun once again going aggressive up onto this T-Con is going to make it really hard for them to execute on this outer bomb site. But if I was Chiefs in this scenario, I'm definitely going to want to go for one of my sort of more standard set plays. This is a really important round for them to get on the board. If they lose this one, they're going to go down quickly. Mongols is going to get tons of momentum, and who knows when they're going to get another proper buy-in.
Yeah, so an important round indeed, as we do see a bit more of a methodical play coming out from the Chiefs here. Machine Gun is actually going to creep in there with a nice flash, manages to get with his life, goes back down to try and take the fight, but Machine Gun will take him out. So not the best of starts here. The flash is raining out. Machine Gun just posting up, but no one pushing towards the bottom of SL there. So it looks like the committed players are towards that outer bomb site. And it is just down to Zilkan, who has been doing quite a fantastic job locking down this inner site here. He's in this position once again where they lined up for him before. Looks like he won't find anyone. So it looks like the bomb will go down as... just as I say that, Zilkan just denies it once again, and he continues the great form he has been having on this inner bomb site, just shutting everything down. Manages to get over his life on 3 HP. Tux able to get the bomb down. We know what he's capable of, but maybe 4 against 1. Now 3. Zilkan is super low, manages to get taken down. So goes down fighting, but once again, Zilkan just delivering on that inner site.
Yeah, Zilkan and Machine Gun rolling back, you know, the years back to about 2015 when they were doing pretty similar things to international sides in this sort of region, and once again doing it to Chiefs. Chiefs looking a little bit timid, unfortunately. They're really trying to stick to their game plan and stick to their guns on the T side, but maybe we'll need to see a little bit more of that sort of individual flair, maybe a bit of a random aggression play from one of them to get them on the board. Maybe stop playing so scared on this T-Con area. You're letting Machine Gun and Zilkan on the upper ramp sort of run all over you without any sort of reply at the start. So Mara going to go aggressive with this AWP up to upper ramp. This could be extremely effective with these 3 players playing so slow above SL.
Yeah, so he could rain some damage there.
Through the wall.
So everything going awry for the Chiefs as of the moment, but still very early days onto this map. I mean, at what point, where the Mongols string rounds together, do you think the Chiefs are in a bit of trouble here? As Marilla's going to have a very easy shot onto Tux there, but Tux actually gets the better of him there on 32 HP. So very sharp play from Tux, but yeah, like, I mean, it's a nice opening, and this may be the start of the account for the guys as we actually see Zilkan just holding this main position. Ali just kind of waiting to see if anyone peeks through, but I mean, 5, when you get to like 6, 7, is that when, you know, Chiefs are kind of scratching their heads? Or is it still early enough?
Still early enough. I mean, sometimes the T-side of train can just be really rough, and you need to sort of grind out a couple of rounds and see what you can get done on the CT side. But I don't really think that's sort of the issue for Chiefs at the moment. They're kind of just getting walked over by 1 or 2 players going extremely aggressive, and they haven't been able to shut them down. And once again, Zilkenberg in a really good position up there on the SL, just punishes SL rather, and once again from E-Box going crazy.
Yeah.
And previously he's the inner player, so it's going all bad for Chiefs.
Yeah, Peck's getting absolutely caught out there with a nade in hand, and Ali just trying to work something. We have seen it many a time where it's just down to that single Chiefs player to clutch something out, and it's just being shut down straight away. So that economy really banking up. We see Sogu on 14k, Zilkenberg on 10 for himself, and Marla is very close to that 5-digit mark. And on the flip side of that, a couple of deagles raining out for the guys on Chiefs.
Yeah, look, honestly, it just looks like Machine Gun and Zilkenberg woke up on the right side of the bed today. The rest of Chiefs, they're going to save this round. Possibly might want to go for that double AWP next round. They had about 4k, so they could have got 3.5k, 4k. They could have got 8k some armor, some ups, some utility to get a bit of a faster round in there, but it looks like that's not what they're going to opt to do. They're going to just save, get a couple of deagles, see what they can do. The economic damage really doesn't matter at this point in terms of taking guns off the Mongols, so
yeah,
we'll see what they can get done once they get warmed up.
Clinical anti-eco here now. It's just down to Tux. Yeah, it's got the bomb in hand, but absolutely no utility, and he's holding on to that lone dig. We haven't seen too much done with this pistol as of yet, but we'll see if he can find one onto machine gun there, which he does. Takes down one frag, but now they know exactly where he is, and the clock is ticking down. We'll see if he can make his way up. We do see Zilkenberg just holding at this nice little angle here. Might get caught out here, which he does indeed. Manages to get one shot off, but taken down nonetheless. So 7-0.
Yep, Chiefs kind of getting rolling over here. This is crazy. Mongols showing the complete opposite side of them from that Zen League match that we saw a while ago.
Yep.
Looks like they really want to go to Oakland.
Indeed, it does. I mean, is it to the point where, like, obviously there is quite a bit of disparity coming from the previous bracket to this one? The Chiefs maybe just a little bit undercooked, just coming through, playing those kind of lesser teams.
Yeah, possibly. I honestly think that at the moment, haven't seen anything super duper impressive out of some of the other Mongols players. They're just sort of playing this super standard game. We saw Mara missing a pretty easy shot there on the AWP towards the upper ramp. I think it's just the key at the moment. Chiefs need to work out a way to sort of neutralize what Machine Gun and Zilkenberg are doing to them in terms of the aggression that they've had so much success with. See Zilken just playing aggressive up there. They have full information on what's happening on inner here. Chiefs has absolutely no inner control, and Mongols is going to play sort of retake on this outer bomb site. If Chiefs can get these smokes down on the bomb train, get the bomb down, then maybe they can get into a post-plant scenario, but the SL flank's going to come so quickly in from Zilkenberg that he might be able to do some serious damage.
Yeah, so Zilkenberg absolutely just making this Brown Hall area his own and shutting anything down, a machine gun posted up towards heaven there. So they're just going to walk onto what may seem like a relatively free site, but they are posted up to absolutely destroy. And there you go, the opening coming for Tux. I don't think we have actually seen the numbers in favor, and he goes huge once again. IGL leading the way for the Chiefs here. And Sogu manages to take care of him eventually. But now it's a 3-on-4 situation. Every chance that the Chiefs might be able to open up their account with that first. The bomb will go down on that A site, and the retake will be on for the guys on the Mongols.
Don't know how I feel about Zilken actually rotating through CT connector as Malta takes him out on the lurk through Ivy there. The rest of the team moving up the outer bomb site. Sogu getting one for himself. So 2v1 here. He's quite low.
Yes, indeed he is. He does have that smoke, so it gives himself a bit of an opportunity. He does have a kid in hand as well. Gets really close to that molly, though. Takes him down to 11. Gets flashed out, just holds his ground, and these players won't be giving anything away as Ali cleans him up with that AWP. I mean, you mentioned Zilkenberg was in a great position to kind of fly down SL and have that quick flank there, but he opts to go the long way around, and you didn't really like it.
Yeah, they're all the way up aggressively in the Brown Halls there, quite close to SL. And obviously the flank may be watched, but both of them are there. They can try to get the trade on whoever's holding the flank and take control of SL, make Chiefs play a little bit scared of that flank and sort of split them up a little bit. But instead they opt to rotate all the way from Brown Halls through Old Bomb. It's literally like the longest route around the map. Takes like 20 seconds or something like that. By the time they get there, you know, Chiefs have taken full outers controller in a pretty good position to get the bomb down. And looks like a contact play out of inner off the back of Ali coming straight out here. Should be a pretty good change of pace. Let's see if Zilken can defend this. He's the only one here, so Chiefs need to act right now.
Yeah, so Zilken here has had good, gets a shoulder there from INS there, so poor timing on his behalf, but manages to almost get away with his life, doesn't get the molly down, gets taken down by Pex, so that will be that inner sight. Looks like the retake will be on, but look at Malta there. He is on that lurk. He might be able to find that frag and just kind of shut it down coming in as Alistair finds a nice shot. He might find the second as well, actually kind of misses. Probably expect him to land that more often than not as NCL takes him down. And now it's 2-on-3. Malta just making his way through Brown Halls here. He might be the key player in trying to lock this down, but the bomb is ticking away. They do have a smoke and molly in hand. And on that note, the T side of Chiefs also have 2 mollies, so this might be all but gone. NTL makes every chance possible by taking down Tux. The flash coming through, Pex will take him down nonetheless, so now it's a 1-on-2. The spray coming down. I thought that cross there might have found that frag, but the bomb had been way too far gone. So it's been a consolation kill nonetheless. 2 alive. We do see a tech pause coming out from the guys on Chiefs, and what did you make of that round, Pele?
That was pretty good by Chiefs. Nice.
Still not convinced though. You sound pretty good. Doesn't sound too convinced as of yet.
Well, the thing is that they sort of had a bit of a scissors paper rock round there. Like Zilkenberg was soloing, you know, where they had 4 going aggressive on the outside, and Chiefs did the perfect play, which is just they contacted out. You know, they didn't give any information to get Mongols some quicker rotates, and Zilkenberg's just sort of caught there with his pants down and still gets 1, but is instantly traded out, and there's pretty much 4 people on the bomb site for Chiefs. So you couldn't have hoped for a better sort of strategy, as I get extremely motion sick from this.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this is intense. This should be put on a VR. Like, yeah, really going for a bit of aggression here, but these are the IEM Oakland qualifiers, so I guess the smooths go just as fast as the intensity of this match. I mean, Chiefs are starting to string some rounds away. Not as convincing as you obviously thought. We did give them quite props and favorites to win out this game, but the Mongols, I mean, credit to them, right?
I mean, yeah, they're doing really well to open up this game. Zilkenberg and Machine Gun are on some insane form right now, it seems. They're really hitting all their shots and making some really good reads, but, you know, they're going to have to play really solidly to get that consistency and to sort of close out the map and even win a best of 3 series. You know, you can win a whole half off individuals having really big impact and absolutely, you know, destroying the other team, but when it really comes down to it, you know, if that gets figured out and those players start to get sort of exploited by the other team, or maybe they just miss that one shot in that one crucial round that gives the other team the advantage, you know, things can start to turn around a little bit. So, you know, Chiefs sort of waking up a bit. Previously they were sort of slumped over on the floor. Now their arms sort of twitching a little bit. They're trying to get up.
There are faint signs of life.
Yeah, faint signs of life. Yeah, I mean, they're sort of just grinding away a couple of rounds. They went down 6-0, so, you know, in all honesty, it could have been worse. They could have won those 2 rounds in between and got their economy reset. Instead, they've had plenty of money to buy. They've had a strong flow of cash throughout this game, as Mongols have sort of put them on quite a bit of loss bonus, not really resetting them too much. So they've gone up 7-2 now, Mongols have, and Chiefs winning the last round. Hopefully they can keep continuing to grind out a couple of these T rounds and at least get 5 or 6. That's sort of the dream right now, especially when Mongols goes on such a long run of rounds. But seems like Mongols is playing a little bit more, at least in that last round, a little bit more gimmicky and gets punished for it, leaving that solo in his anchor by himself as the rest of them push out onto Ivy or T-Train Yard, pushing into SL, pushing into T-Con. And you can kind of question whether they even really need 4 on the outside side, because Machine Gun's doing such a great job of just pushing up into T-Con by himself. So, you know, they're doing quite a good job, to be honest. Mongols are of aggressing everywhere, but Chiefs trying to adjust a little bit more and doing some solid strategies to try to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a bit of a technical issue for the guys over on Chiefs, just as they string together 2 rounds and try to put a bit of life back into this map, Train, which is their pick. I mean, depending on the way this map goes, how do you feel that their chances are on Mongols map, Inferno, that we will head into regardless of the scoreline of this one?
I think Chiefs are they should be semi-comfortable on Inferno. They've been forced to probably play it domestically quite a lot. A lot of the Australian teams do opt to play a lot of Inferno. It's probably one of the more played maps at the moment. So they probably had a fair bit of practice on it. It probably is somewhere in the middle of their map pool.
Yep.
But they really can't lose Train. You can't drop Train to Mongols because Mongols is, you know, quite good on Inferno themselves. So you're really risking losing the series 2-0 outright by dropping Train here. So they really need to recover and grind out a couple more T rounds and have a strong CT side if they're going to have a chance at winning this series, because Mongols has really turned up to play today. They want that Oakland spot.
Yeah, indeed they do. And you also mentioned, you know, Zilkenberg and the likes having those great one-out games, but it is very true in the fact that, you know, maybe a best of 1, maybe even a best of 2, you garner a result, but in a best of 3 series, you can't really rely on those one-out plays kind of delivering and clutching it through, especially for a spot in such a major tournament like this. And on the back of that note, do you think your confidence in Chiefs is still there? for the local guys, just knowing that they have maybe the not necessarily the experience, but more so the inform and the big game experience to take them through?
I'm hoping so. It's a bit of a story of opposites at the moment. Chiefs, in terms of their play, they don't really have anyone standing out and sort of carrying them through the rounds. They're sort of trying to trade out and play team Counter-Strike, whereas Mongols, they're sort of at the moment, you know, two of their players are pretty much just carrying them through the half at the moment, and it'll be interesting to see once those players get killed a couple of times whether the other players will be able to step up and close out the rounds, or whether they'll just be one-for-oneing, or you know what happens in those sort of scenarios. Because so far it looks like once Chiefs gets that first pick and they get sort of through to the back line of Mongols with Sogu and NCL sort of playing the more anchor positions back on the train yard, it's seeming like they're able to trade out those kills quite easily. Those guys are only really going one-for-one, whereas Machine Gun's playing right up in the front of the train guard. Silkenberg's playing up the front of the upper ramp. It's the first line of defense for the Mongols, and they're getting 1-for-2s seemingly easily at the start of this match. So be interesting to see what happens, I guess.
Absolutely. And we did mention, you know, the kind of form is a bit questionable maybe in both, but this is Counter-Strike, so you never know what can happen. Having said that, let's put a specific player under the microscope here, not to scrutinize necessarily, but the Chiefs Orper, Alistair, does he need to come up big for his team to have a chance, not just in this one, but carrying through if they do make it to that grand final for that IEM Oakland spot? Does he need to find some form to come into this? Is his team good enough to kind of like bolster through and just drive through and carry it out, or does he need to find some form of hold?
I think honestly that Chiefs is more of sort of a team effort kind of a team. They don't really have any individual players that sort of step up and hard carry them through games in general. They just have a sort of solid consistent performance across the board, and then every now and then they'll have a player who steps up and has a really good game for himself and really puts them over the top in those sort of close scenarios. When you get to sort of those 16-12 score lines, you'll have a player like E&SE or sometimes Alistair. It could be any of them really, who just have that 30 bomb performance that, you know, sort of puts them over the top there. So I don't really think in terms of targeting a single player, it's kind of hard to say who needs to step up for Chiefs. If they run into troubles in terms of AWPers in, you know, the Asian region, maybe if they go up against PK and HSK is having a good game, or in Rekka, I think they have a good AWPer as well. Excurate, is he still playing for Rekka?
Yeah.
Yep, so yeah, I mean, he's a very good AWPer as well. It's going to be hard to sort of neutralize those guys, so you definitely need him, Alistair, to step up in that regard. But against Mongols, I would say that you know, in general, if he's going to be having a good game, Mongols is going to be playing sloppy. He's going to be on the CT side, maybe on Inferno, on Nana, peeking down and sort of catching, you know, riflers with their pants down kind of thing.
You like calling a couple of these players with their pants down, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just enjoy, you know, no pants. I'm sure most people do.
That's the way it is. We're actually not wearing pants right now. You can't see it, but that's the way we like to class. That's the way we like to do it.
Just me and Danny, though. It's our special little secret.
Indeed. We have very nice legs, actually. You've been to the beach, I see.
Actually, I have, for the first time in a long time, yeah.
Absolutely. So if you were just tuning in, you are watching the Chiefs against the Mongols on the first map train. This is the map pick of Chiefs. The Knives going in the favor of Mongols, opting for that CT side, having a very strong start. 7-2 to kick things off. We just came from MVP taking out 2-0 against Mineski. Now they're facing Rekka in the other matchup. And we're just having a little bit of technical issue for the guys on Chiefs. I'm sure we'll be back very shortly. But right now, I guess, yeah, we're just kind of focusing on... you know, there is a little bit of bias there. It's difficult not to be. We do have some, you know, hopes and dreams resting on the shoulders of the Chiefs here, who have made the trek out to Singapore. So, I mean, that is not a light investment.
Definitely not. I would say I'm a pretty strong fan of both of these teams, but Mongols have left me a little bit disappointed lately, left me with a little bit of sour taste in my mouth. But yeah. In this game, definitely impressing once again, and Mara actually being the inner tanker here as Pex goes really quickly up inner here, getting the first pick. Mara stepping up there, and that's exactly what you want to see from Mongols. You want to see a team effort, you want to see all of them doing well, and Mara's definitely stepping up and doing that exactly what they need. So 5v4 here, Tuck's trying to take a bit of a risk, picking off the rotator in NCL as INS walks down with him, and Chiefs just sort of prodding into this inner bomb site, not really fully committed yet, but...
Yeah, as INS actually does get caught down with his pants down, and Alistair tries to get the trade, which actually manages to find the dome of Mara. So 3-on-4 situation here. The bomb gets swapped across there. Tux manages to find it, that molly not raining too fast. Premium goes, takes a little bit of damage, eventually does get taken down by NCL. So Alistair just on 2 HP. Has got a little bit of utility in hand there. Bomb is at the bomb train there. and the rotate's coming in. So this is a very awkward position here for the Chiefs.
Absolutely is, and that contact play not working once again as they get picked off one by one. And I'll tell you what, this game so far, Malta has been above SL and over at Ivy quite a lot, and especially on his inner hits playing from above SL, he is having very little impact lurking in those sort of areas. So possibly something Chiefs will need to make a bit of an adjustment on in terms of getting him a bit more involved before the round gets to this stage.
Yeah, absolutely, and there you have it, that 8-second. We are back from the tech pause there, and Mongols just absolutely reining the form they had earlier on in this map. Chiefs just struggling to get onto the inner bomb site, and we did see that change of pace there as Mara made his way onto the inner, and Zilkenberg getting towards Ivy with that AWP, and Mara doing an absolutely fantastic job with a little bit of aggression there towards high ramp.
Yeah,
I mean,
low ramp, yeah.
Low ramp.
Just holding the angle and punishing the push through that smoke there. Really well done from him. Chiefs economy, luckily no double eco needed after getting reset there. Probably just a single, as it looks like they're going to go very quickly out. Oh, no, they're just going to take their time out the T-con, wait for a bit of contact on SL as Pex just walks his way down. Does catch off Machine Gun, but Machine Gun still gets the kill, and Chiefs actually getting a bit of ground here on this outer side.
Yeah, Mara here just spraying through that molly. I spot one of the players does manage to take down Malta, so it looks like it is just getting shut down. Alistair is out onto the side as Sogu takes down ins towards E-Box, and now it's just down to Alistair. They have a rough idea of where he is. He can hear the footsteps around, but it's such an awkward position to be caught into. Eventually does get taken down by NCL, so that's the round. Pretty standard stuff. They only lose one of the players, and now there is a pause coming through.
Probably attack for Chiefs, I would say.
You would think so. There
Absolutely.
You go.
Yeah, so they just need to talk this one over. They really need this round. This is an extremely important round. They need to grind out these last four really, really badly, because if Mongols is sort of running up to that 12-3, 11-4 sort of scoreline, that's this kind of scoreline that gets a bit scary, because by that point, once, you know, Mongols gets a good T-pistol in there and the game's over, you have no chance to sort of run away and get a bit of a comeback train going, literally. And this is Chiefs' map pick, so they really can't afford to throw this one away. This is extremely important for them to take out. They have got an AWP on probably Alistair, I would say, so he will be working on taking that one, and I think they're going to need to do something a little bit different here. They've gone for that sort of outers push, they've gone for that contact on inner, and they've had, you know, one-off wins, but apart from that, it hasn't really worked. And something interesting to highlight as well is that that tech pause came in at a really bad time there for Chiefs. You know, it's like, imagine if you had a chocolate sponge and you had one spoonful of it and then someone just took it away from you, Danny.
That's rude, mate. So to fill you in at home, just getting a bit hungry here. I did manage to find some cake sitting around the studio, and I have helped myself to it, but yeah, it's just sitting next to me, just laughing at me, and Pilly has found a wonderful opportunity to pick on my hangriness. Having said that, this Counter-Strike is more enthralling than chocolate cake ever could be, as we do see the hometown heroes of the Chiefs from Australia taking on the Mongols from Mongolia. As they would say, yeah, strangely.
The Mongols from Southeast Malaysia, yeah.
So there's a tactical pause. As you said, they kind of got absolutely shreked by the misfortune of that technical pause after stringing together a couple of rounds, and it looks like the sway has gone back towards the favor of the Mongols here, putting up one hell of a showing thus far on train. Now or never, though, the guns are out. They've got the utility. They ecoed the last round. They need to make something work, as we do see the pause coming to an end, and the guns are out. I mean, if this gets shut down and they're thrown back onto an eco, is that essentially, that could almost be the map, right?
Yeah, that could even be the series, because, you know, once you get onto a Mongols map where they're feeling confident like Inferno, that lends itself to so much opportunities for Machine Gun to run up on your team and trek you, then you're getting a little bit sad at that point.
Getting a little bit, so eloquently
upset, just a single tear.
Just that single poetic tear coming down the eye of Pex there. They don't have much success down here at SL, and once again Pex gets picked off as Sogu finds Tux. Ins manages to do some damage. He actually does quite a bit, taking down the two players, Machine Gun, Sogu, so nice entries coming onto him. Makes it into a 3-on-3 as they do try to get something happening, but actually they've not done anything really on the back of those two entries.
Yeah, it's not really too bad of a position for Chiefs to be in the 3-on-3. Unfortunately, Mara's in just a fantastic position here in the SL. He's going to get a lot of information about you know, what Chief's sort of movements are, and also be able to possibly catch Alistair off here, as he does. And, you know, often many people will say that the 3v3 sort of favours the Ts, but when you've got such great positions as CTs, there's not really much you can do.
Yeah, just as that nade from Zuckerberg does take down the Chiefs player holding the open position, the trade does come out, so it's 2-on-1 right now. There's 35 seconds left. The spray is coming through, but INS manages to hop himself around, but NCL is just not having any of that. Takes his head off straight away. So that is a 10-2 scoreline. The money is not in the best of places for the Chiefs, and this is starting to look really grim and kind of at the point where we can't really say it's early days anymore. This is definitely looking troubling for the guys on Chiefs.
Yeah, and after that sort of initials couple of rounds there from Machine Gun and Zilk having huge performances, it's turned into a bit more of a team effort across the board from Mongols, which is definitely not what you want to see if you're a Chiefs. Gonna have to eco once again, couple of pistols brought up, couple of flashes, maybe just try to get the bomb down for these last couple of rounds, make sure that they have the utility that they need. Not like it's really been mattering so far, as they have just kind of been getting destroyed by 2 rounds.
Tucks here in a nice little spot, might be able to get the frag. Montezuma takes him down to 3 HP and eventually will take him out, gets tagged to 36 himself, but 4-on-4, they only have that one gun. It will be flicked off to INS, who does have the utility and the full HP as Tux tries to work a bit more magic with that P250 machine gun, just locking down this SL position, and it'll be very interesting to see if they go for it again, because they haven't had any success, I don't think, venturing through Malta. Just kind of thinking about the thought as they do head towards Brown Halls. It is NCL holding towards Bomb Train there. We also see Sogu holding from the connector, and if they come down once again, we'll see what happens. So Flash just finds one blindly as Sogu backs up and takes down Pex as well. So now they do have 2 rifles in hand as INS and Malta find nice frags to make it a 2-on-1 situation. Now it's just down to Mara with 8 LVP. Spots a player. Not too sure if Malta's aware where he is.
Chiefs need this so badly. This 2-on-1 here is so important. Mara walking up close, and luckily Malta stays alive. He's going to get chased down, but he's going to win that engagement. Bit of miscommunication there from Chiefs. INS actually was nowhere in position to trade his teammate despite being charged down in that 2-on-1. I think INS just looking at sort of trying to play the bomb despite Mara actually having a kit and armor and INS not really having any Molotov. Definitely would have wanted to go for the sort of trade frag on the 2-on-1 situation there, but luckily Malta's able to recover and sort of spray down Mara as he comes around the train there.
Yeah, gets himself out of a sticky situation, strings together that 3rd round, and more importantly throws Mongols onto a bit of an upgraded pistol, but they do have armor on 4 of the players and 2 HE nades, and we'll see if they can rain out and do any damage. As we see Zilkan, he has just made this area his own, but now it's just down to a CZ. If he finds INS there, it will be actually a little bit disappointing for the guys on Chiefs. He manages to drop the bomb on Tux, so the trade not coming out either. Once again, Zilkan doesn't need a rifle, can do it with a pistol, and just really be a massive headache for the guys on Chiefs here. As we see him, he's going to go for a 2nd roll of the dice here. He has made his way up towards upper. The nade comes through.
Bloody fearless.
Bloody fearless. There you have it. That's probably what the Chiefs are saying. He just won't have any of it. This is his bomb side to take down. He has been seen towards Ivy as well. Mara just trying to bait something out. This might work very well, but INS actually does find Zilkan. Thank goodness for that, because that was going to look grim otherwise, and Malta finds NCL. So now it's 2-on-4 as Mara and Sogu try to make something work with this Deagle and CZ, but it looks like the bomb will be committing towards this B-bomb site.
Absolutely crucial eco win there for Chiefs in that last round, and luckily defending the anti-eco in this round. And I say crucial because if they are going to win this next round as well, then okay, Hex just decides to make it a little bit easier for them. He did only have 4 HP, so he stumbles down the SL, misses one of the rungs on the ladder and bangs his head on the wall. He's out of the round.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So just peppering away with that CZ. Malta, in the form that he is not going to lose that fight. And there you have it, 10-4. So, based on the way this has started, 10-5 is not going to be too bad a scoreline for the guys on Chiefs.
Yeah, but Mongols don't really have great economy here, actually. Only 4 smokes in total, so they're going to be relying on those aim duels to try to win it out. Looks like one of the Chiefs players has bought a DAC. Not sure if they're going to really put that to use here. Nope, just decides to buy it and throw it on the ground. All right. No, is Malta going to grab it? Oh, I think he's juggling it somewhere. Oh, he's juggling it out of the map. Okay. So, just going to waste a couple of extra seconds there. Maybe a misbuy, actually, in that case. As Ali does catch off Sogu, who is going for a bit of a walk around outside, trying to get in a good position. Mara walking up towards Olaf here, gets caught out by E&SE, and 5v3 here. This is good signs for Chiefs. They needed these 5 rounds on the board.
Absolutely, his machine gun just tries to lock something down. This smoke's not giving him too much, but he's very forward. He might be able to catch 1 or 2 of these players off, as he does actually fall to E&SE, as Zilkan does take Malta down with that AWP. Now it's just down to NCL. This bomb does go down. Zilkan needs to find a frag, because this site will be also difficult to take down with these sniper rifles. As the molly rains out, they know exactly where he is. Zilkan is going to be the key player right now. Actually, Tuck's doing a great peek, taking him straight to the head, and NCL finds E&SE. But at this stage, you got to think this round is heading definitely to the favor of Chiefs to take it to a 10-5 half. Whips out the CZ, tries to do something through the smoke, but will get taken down by Tuck. So the Chiefs bring it back to a 10-5 half, and we'll see if they can win the pistol and string it all together in the second after this quick break.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
And we are back 10-5, and we were just speaking about it in that quick Intel ad that this is a very important round, isn't it? I mean, they usually are, but this one for the Chiefs, if you're a Chiefs player, this is very important.
Yeah, really, really important. If they win this pistol, they could go up to the 10-8 scoreline, which puts them right back in it. Actually, Chiefs going for a double smoke here. Interesting choice, to be honest. Usually you only really want to go for 1 kit on the CT side, but they are very committed to that bomb defusal. Big play out Ivy here, trying to run Tux down, and he's got no armor, so he's running for his life here. Yeah,
and they just post up, so they might have an opportunity. Zilkan once again had a great time on the CT side, might be able to open up, but he gets taken down by E&SE. The train's 1 for 1. It is a 4-on-4. Malta needs to find a frag or 2 right now, but actually gets taken down from the side by Mara, and it looks like E&SE will have to try to do some magic here from the Z position. But not giving too much away now. They know exactly where he is. Peck's coming through main. He's going to face NCL at any minute now. But holding a bit of an off angle, but he should find the frag as actually NCL pops his head off. Does get taken down to 14 for his trouble now to 2-on-3 retake. The kit is definitely on hand, as you mentioned, but there is absolutely no utility, no smoke, no flash left for the guys on the CTs here. The shots need to rain out, but I mean, on this bomb site, it is just so difficult, isn't it, Billy?
It is, but Ali does have a smoke and a kit. So he could smoke the bomb, try to force these T's out of position. However, NCL does catch E&SE as he pushes up along that train yard wall. Ali trying to pick up Sogu, and ooh, that's a huge one-tap. 1v1 here, actually. 14 HP on NCL. Oh, doesn't quite get it. NCL, I think that was a 3 or a 4K in that round. Huge impact round from him, trying to put TheMongolz over the top here in this game. Absolutely.
So just trying to clutch out that run, but NCL getting that all-important 3K puts him on 19-7, so a great game. But all the numbers coming through for the guys on the Mongols, as it is 11-5. They do drop that pistol. So, I mean, we've seen Chiefs win back, you know, forced buys, eco rounds. I mean, is that the only way at this stage you see some sort of salvation coming?
I mean, they did get the 10-5, like I said, so it's not like it's over once the pistol's gone. And they haven't gone for the full investment in this round. They have just gone for the no armor, a couple of pistols, try to get these AKs and Galils out of Mongol's hand, force their economy a little bit lower to give themselves a bit of a better chance later in half. But this sort of implies that, especially with Ali going only for that P250, that they're going to really rely on that AWP play, and they really want to get straight into these buy rounds despite losing the pistol.
Yeah, we'll see if Tux with the aggression can find something. Manages to get a couple of shots off and does actually take Machine Gun down, but little does he know that Zilkenberg is there to trade him back straight away with the Galil, which he does. So we'll be able to recover that AK of his fallen comrade as he just rains a nade out, making sure Ivy is clear, as Malta does have a deagle in hand. He's been having quite a bit of a game, one of the stronger players for this Chiefs lineup, just trying to find an angle, find something onto Zilkenberg, but it doesn't look like he will be getting too much as Mara actually goes for a peek himself. So Malta's very keen. He needs to find a frag here to do something for his team there. Actually pots a couple of shots away. Mara's just closing on him. The trade should come out if he does manage to find one, which he doesn't even. So Alistair here closing the distance with his P250. May have to come up big. He's not giving anything away as of yet, trying to really be that shock pally. But in the end, goes down without putting a fight. Now it's just down to Pex and E&SE. It looks like nothing will be happening from this round.
Unfortunately not. They have got one kill. Maybe Pex can make it another if he does take out. Nope, doesn't quite get Zilkin. So just sort of peppering up Mara and Zilkin there, trying to prepare them for the meal, but they don't quite manage to commit it.
Is this a case where the Mongols are winning it or the Chiefs are losing it?
I would have to say Mongols are definitely winning it. They're definitely having some stronger impact plays. Both teams looking a little bit sloppy in sort of certain scenarios, but definitely Mongols turning up to play a little bit more, especially on Chiefs' map pick. This is definitely not what you want to see from them, and some of their players having a bit of a shocker in this map compared to what you'd expect from players of their caliber. But you know, it does happen, especially when you've gone to go play in another country. You know, you just sit down, try to set up and do the best you can. You're not as comfortable as Mongols might be playing in their sort of home environment.
Absolutely the case, as we see Malta with some supreme aggression, just trying to find something through that molly, and Pex trying to get that trade back, but Machine Gun is just a bit too sharp onto that. That's a nice little 2K for him. Tux going in for the third roll of the dice. Can he do anything? Machine Gun's been looking very sharp, but Tux falls away straight away after any kind of effort, not finding too much at this stage. So 3-on-5, it looks like this round will also be going to the way of the Mongols. Bomb is down, In's also down. And from 13, the buy will come out, but is it all a little too late?
I think obviously Chiefs needs to win this gun round and quite a few rounds in a row after that, but they definitely have the potential to do it. They have the depths of their CT side, and the thing is that some of their players are definitely going to need to step up on those individual positions. They have gone for the save and they're going to go straight into that double warp. So it's one of those scenarios where you're in the position where, you know, you go, if we lose this round, we're broke anyway. So may as well go for the highest sort of risk play, get the biggest expensive weaponry out that we can afford, and try to go for broke.
Absolutely, as we see the orbs coming out on Alistair and Tux. Quite a very talented AWPer himself. We'll see if they can lock down these bomb sites. We'll see the nades raining out onto that outer bomb site. Looks like Machine Gun will try to get something done. Sogu just manages to find his way down. Now it's just down to Tux to find something with that second AWP. Manages to find one, misses the first. So numbers in favour. Machine Gun's actually made his way quite deep onto the side. The presence here from the Mongols just raining through. It's a nice spray down from Malta. Doesn't get the transfer. Doesn't actually get a single one of those frags, unfortunately. And CL manages to stay alive on 1 HP. And now this is becoming very messy as these T players get into these post-plant positions. And once they're in there, it's going to be very difficult for the Chiefs to try to retake this bomb site.
Absolutely, 4v4, and Mongols have found themselves into some pretty good post-plant positions. Ali trades 1 for 1, but that's not really going to be good enough as Pex boosts up Ins on top of the CT connector. Machine Gun just playing from the E-box there, almost loses his life, but manages to dart back as Pex trades him out. Ins gets caught with a nade out at the worst possible time, and no kit here from Pex. He's just going to try and grab the AWP and run away, but I don't think he's going to make it. Ooh, that was a nice 180 shot, and he doesn't lose his life to the bomb. Interesting point is that all the Mongols players actually do die to the bomb, and with one of them dying in the previous round, oh, actually no, they've got plenty of money to work with. And Chiefs' economy not looking good at all.
Yeah, so
but they did retain that all.
They did manage to retain that all, but it may be the fact that that is the highlight of this half for them in many ways. It did look like there was a chance for that retake, but getting caught out with the nade, very unfortunate, and giving the numbers advantage to the Mongols. 14 and 5, the 5 AK stack coming out from the Mongols, and Alistair with the only upgraded gun here. Finds a nice frag onto Mara to open things up. Pex might find another one here as well, so great starting 5-on-3 situation here. The AKs are still probably favored at this stage, but they've given themselves every opportunity to try to work this up and take this round. As Tux might get stuck, he actually does dink down Zilkan, but still manages to get away and take down Malta as well, so now it's a 3-on-3.
Yeah, and decent trading out there from Chiefs, especially considering the amount of money that they invested in this round, which was not too much. Mongols in a 3v3 should be favoured, but honestly, the positions for Chiefs aren't too bad. You've got Pex up there very close to the T connector. He can hear all the movement around that sort of area above the T connector and running in and out of there, but Silken's going to make his way through Ivy, and if Ali doesn't key onto this in time, then Zilkin's going to be able to completely take this round out. The rest of his team's walking back towards Inner. He hasn't quite heard that scope from Ali, so it's going to be a 3v2, but You wouldn't expect Zilkin to be walking through Ivy if the rest of his team's going through inner, and Pex might actually get caught off here, and that's exactly what Chiefs are thinking. They're thinking that this is definitely outer with one walking through Ivy, and the molly comes out onto connector. NCL goes down to the fall damage. Machine gun trades one out, so 2v1 here. One's actually coming behind here for Chiefs, and the bomb's not quite down yet, so things could get interesting here, but they might give him 1v1s here.
Yeah, and you wouldn't like that to happen, as INS does not have too much to go with, but does actually just choose the wrong angle, and INS gets a very easy kill. You would have put that onto Alistair to try to clutch something out, but there you have it, 5-7. Reigning supreme in pretty standard kill there for INS. So stringing that one back together, but they did lose 3 players in the process, and that economy is one of the very important factors they need to string together to try to climb up this monumentous mountain against Mongols on train.
Yep, and once again going for the double AWP, going for broke. They are going to stick to their guns, and those guns are big and green, as Mongols have plenty of money.
Well done, mate. Actually, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
What?
sticking to warps, which they will. 14 and 6.
Yes.
Let's see if they can get away with it. Tuck's not looking as sharp as we have seen him been. You know, that AWP would almost be a preferred weapon for him, obviously opting for Alistair to take the lead on the map here, but there might be a nice opening coming here for Alistair.
He's going to see if he can get any damage to players going over aggressive from the top of green train there. Mongols just going to run away. All spread out across the map. Chiefs are very far down in this game, so Mongols are sort of banking on the fact that Chiefs are going to be trying to make some sort of big plays to get themselves a couple rounds on the board that they might need. But Chiefs aren't going to go for any aggressive plays early on. Maybe mix in a couple when it gets to, if they are going to pick up these next couple of rounds, maybe 14-8, 14-9 to sort of catch the Mongols off guard. Maybe if their economy is looking a little bit more different, but they're going to have plenty of buy rounds here for Mongols, plenty of chances to convert this map, and Malta does catch out Mara. I think he sprayed him straight through the wall, so it'd be good if we could get a replay on that one. I think he was on the T-Con train, and he sprayed him through the window of SL there, so you usually see damage coming out, but not the full spray down, and lucky break there for Malta. Chiefs are going to need plenty more of that if they're going to come back in this map.
Absolutely. So opening up the account with a little splash of luck there, as we do see the bomb just kind of holding towards that main position. It looks like Machine Gun is going to try and make his way through Ivan a little bit, but Tuck's holding it down with that LWP, so he shouldn't have too much of an issue there. As Sogu goes down, Pex, I thought Sogu might have had the lead there with that biggest advantage, and NCL just working his way down. Malta might get caught out here, which he does. Gets absolutely domed by him, and Zilkan finds a frag for himself. This is quickly falling apart for the guys on Chiefs. It's a 2-on-2 situation here, only a single flash. They do have a kit though, but Zilkan just watching this E-Connector, NCL just taking him out straight away, so now it's just down to Pex. We've seen every battle on this SL position go towards the Mongols, and Zilkan, he's there with an AWP to sound cue, goes out now to spray through, but Zilkan is just way too sharp for anything like that to happen, and that round really with that opening probably should have gone to Chiefs, and bringing up match point, that is not the way you want to go about it. That's going to be dropped heads.
Some great fishing work there from Mongols, as they actually send Sogu straight down the low ramp to inner as a bit of bait, and Chiefs bite on that extremely hard, sending 4 people inside and only 1 outer, being Tux playing the back of Old Bomb with the AWP. They're playing full retake on the outer bomb site, so despite being down a man advantage in the early round, they send another man to his death, which causes a massive rotate there from Chiefs, and Alistair almost takes out his teammate. But massive rotate coming out there from Chiefs, and complete over-rotation gives too much ground to the Mongols on the outer bomb site, and they take complete advantage of that, and that really should be the map at this point, to be honest.
Absolutely, as Malta gets a bit aggressive towards main, they're not finding too much. There is a player quite close, Machine Gun, finding the head of Tux, so now it looks like they have every chance to kind of get away with this. Alistair using that open, taking Machine Gun down, who has been one of the more impactful players in the game. Malta needs to find something. Actually thought he got caught out there. Might find the second one to Sogu, manages to get away with his life. Flash coming through. It's a great flash, and he gets backed up by his teammate Inns and recovers a rifle for it. So this is not all but over yet, but Mongols have a huge buffer here of 9 rounds, and you can't see them really losing this map at this stage. Having said that, Chiefs scrape this one from the ground. They might be able to do it. And it looks like Zilkan and NCL just slowing things down straight away. Malta finds that AWP, and now it's just down to NCL with that AK, just holding towards main. See if we can get a freebie here. Spots out Alistair, but doesn't take a shot to give away his position.
Can't really think of any good metaphors for how many chances Mongols have to close this game out. Maybe that's a bit of homework there for you, Danny, as 4v1 doesn't manage to get any, and that's exactly what you want to see from Chiefs. At this point in the game anyway, is try to retain as many guns as you can. Make sure that you're not giving yourselves extra chances to be at a disadvantage when you have absolutely no room for error. Try to get maximum utility, maximum weaponry, and force Mongols on as many ecos as possible, as they will have to save in this round. Hopefully Chiefs don't throw away this one, and they can move it up to 15-8. They are going to stick to the double AWP. So, I mean, it hasn't been working. I mean, it hasn't been successful for them, but it hasn't been too bad. The rounds have been close, and a couple of tricky, creative plays coming up from Mongols, really netting them the rounds that they need.
Absolutely, as Machine Gun actually opens up onto Tux, utilizing that deagle. So numbers in favor of the Mongols, but with those pistols in hand, you still do favor Chiefs in this round. As we see, it's just holding towards Bomb Train, a heavy presence towards SL there. If they do flood out, they don't have too much utility. They do have those 2 smokes and a flash there. Malta just firing off a couple of shots. Manages to find one, but Machine Gun finds the head of Malta as well. So this might be falling apart. Alistair needs to land that shot. He does find one, but they're going to set up on him quite quickly. Changes position. Whiffs another one. Not as easy as the first, but he needs to be landing a couple of these shots as he does get set up on. NCL manages. Oh, geez, Alistair just really bringing it back once again. And Pex finding Zilkenberg. So now it's just down to Machine Gun. He is the one that found the 2-1 digs, and he's very close to Alistair. He's probably given away with those scopes. Just tries to find something. Eventually, Pex will save his life. So that was really gritty, and like you said, they're not saving those players, those guns coming into these rounds, which they need to do, really.
Definitely not, and they're not going to be able to afford the double AWP. Might be a blessing in disguise at this point. It hasn't been working too well, especially against those pistols. And let's see what Mongols is going to do in this round, as Alistair will be the only one on the AWP at this point. Chiefs having plenty of utility to play with, plenty of Molotovs to stop any fast sort of contact plays coming out of the Mongols. Mongols once again just going to spread out, do what's been working for them, provided they don't get sprayed through concrete walls.
Indeed, as Alistair just kind of holds towards ramp here. He has changed his position up a bit, and you know, I kind of put it to him there, missed a couple of easy shots, but really backed himself up towards the later parts of that range. Flash rains in there. He actually gets a shot, so well timed from Alistair to open things up as Mara goes down.
Alistair bringing out some impressive shots. Would have loved to see a couple of those a little bit earlier in the game, but you know what? When your back's against the wall, sometimes that's when you play your best for some people. As quick 5v4 once again for Chiefs, but as we saw in the other round previously, it's not always the most helpful thing for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're able to convert it. And definitely Go TV lag doesn't mean anything, just a bit of spectator lag. As Machine Gun walking out towards Ivy there. Chiefs playing fairly passively up on this train yard here, with 2 people towards the inner. Looks like they're going to rotate that extra player in Alistair on the AWP. Out to that CT connector and really commit to holding this out of bomb site, and that is the correct call at this point. So they're completely set up to defend this push. Let's see if they're able to take advantage of that.
So Machine Gun there very close, trying to spray him down. The shot comes through by Ali, but Sogu manages to finish off that frag as Zilkenberg takes down Malta. Tux with the spray transfer, unsuccessful. So 2-on-3, the bomb will go down, and now it's just down to Pex to stave off this first map. They are quite low there. NCL on the most HP with 50. He's going to give away his position with that flash. Manages to make his way out though, but right now he's got to find 3 players on this outer bomb site, which is no easy feat at all. He hasn't got too much left. He's got a single flash. He does have a kit though, but he needs to find something quick, and at this stage, it's just up for the Mongols to win this round by just hiding and waiting as the molly goes down onto the bomb.
Yeah, just running down the time, trying to stop Pex from defusing and killing them. Couple of little shoulder peeks coming out from NCL. He's going to commit to checking the bomb. So is Sogu, and Sogu's going to win the fight despite being an HP disadvantage. And very convincing there from Mongols across the board, really.
Absolutely. Chiefs a little bit disappointing. There was a couple of flares of brilliance there, and Ali kind of bring it in when his back was against the wall, but a little bit too little too late. Mongols very convincing.
Yeah, they really showed up to play today, and hopefully they'll be able to carry that through Inferno and take out their map pick, as Chiefs were not so lucky. But maybe it's going to be one of those classic series where the teams take each other's map picks, and we'll see what happens from there, as Chiefs shouldn't be too bad on Inferno.
Absolutely. So there you have it, 1-0. The Mongols taking out the Chiefs on their map pick. We'll be back after a short break with the second map, Inferno. Stay tuned.